Hi, we just watched the Maze Runner, The Scorch Trials, the new sequel to the Maze Runner, which is like the first one, based off of a series of novels, and um,
Well, the basics are pretty much the first one you see they get rescued by this group, unknown group. They continue that in this intro, the second one, and then so through a series of events, this group is not what they seem, and they escape the facility that they were in into the Scorch, which is pretty much the apocalyptic wasteland that is
that
there.
that's what's
That's
left of humanity,
yeah.
more or less. I, I really didn't like this movie. I liked the first one fine. For what it was, I enjoyed the first movie. I didn't like this one at all, actually. I mean, I found it really, really boring. I wasn't interested. I was never invested in anything that happened. There's no structure to this movie. There's no pacing. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes too. It's just a series of just like they go somewhere.
Events.
Yeah, like just they go somewhere, something happens, and they move, and then they go somewhere, something happens, they move, and they just keep wandering from place to place to place. That's what makes up this movie.
Too predictable for you, or what? Like
No,
like
not
sort of like
no, not
something's
really.
gonna happen.
Not really. Just too repetitive, and
Repetitive.
it wasn't a good use of the time the movie had. It wasn't really predictable. Just it's just like this is a story that we're stuck with for 130 minutes, just from like place to place to place to place. I don't know. Things I did like about this movie. The acting's, for the most part, the acting's fine.
You have a problem.
I don't know. Some of the kids were a little off, but then to be fair,
Background kids or the
yeah. But to be fair, that's a problem I had with the first one. But I guess that maybe that just didn't bother me as much. The first one, because I was enjoying myself a little more. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I won't spoil much, but I mean, like, the creatures that are in this, for the most part, they're pretty good.
They remind me too much of Last of Us creatures.
It's a video game.
Yeah, the video game. If you haven't played it, play it. It's fantastic.
It's great.
Should have won Game of the Year.
It's great. 2013, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, they really reminded me. There were aspects of them.
They
The noises,
that one part a lot. Yeah.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
too, like a lot.
The noises,
Yeah.
and
The
their
movements.
movements. Yeah, that's what
Even somewhat the way they looked.
yeah. That's one thing I sort of enjoyed. They weren't very typical, but they were interesting, but they weren't the best at altogether, pretty much. It's a big jumble mess of what they were.
Yeah.
Things I liked were, well, the acting wasn't bad for the most part, as you said.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that what's that Irish guy's name?
I forget his name. I have no idea.
The main Irish guy, bad guy of the facility that they're at. I enjoy him.
He's in Game of Thrones as well.
Yes.
He's a good actor. He is good.
I enjoy his character because he was just an asshole.
Yeah.
And
Like, it looked like he was at least mildly enjoying himself.
he was
Yeah, like
being his typical bad.
it looked like he was having fun.
Yeah. Not as much as that other guy was.
Oh, I forgot that guy's name.
Well, his character was Marcus, but I don't know.
Forget the fucking guy's name.
Very goofy guy in the movie.
Yeah,
As
just
you see.
you'll see once you watch it. You'll find out there's a character they meet along this
along
messy
the
journey.
Yeah.
Along this long messy journey.
Okay, so what did?
Character.
Okay, now say what you didn't like.
I did.
Yeah, most of. Well, is there
I
anything
mean-
else? Because I think you missed some.
I mean, I don't know. Nothing in this movie really worked for me. I never cared about any of the characters really. Like I never. Let me put it this way: I don't really care about like the next entry in this franchise. I didn't care like at all what happened.
I have the same feeling for this one as I do for the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, even the first one, I really didn't care.
I didn't that much, but I was actually somewhat invested in it. The first one.
Invested.
A little bit. I was at parts, honestly, with the first one. Like, I was into it. I was into it and I was enjoying it.
At parts, it was very interesting. The first one does have more of an interesting aspect.
God, it does. There's not much. There's not much.
Trapped in this whole thing.
There's not much.
This one, there it's like wide open and like just shit goes crazy.
There's
at
not
parts,
much to this movie. Like, really.
It felt it didn't feel like they were trapped or anything.
No, not really.
Like the Scorch Trials, it did.
It's all open.
The name sort of screws with it because not really trials at all.
No.
It's like there is no trial.
They're just
I was
going
expecting
from
something.
place to place to place. That's the whole movie.
Yeah, they're just trying to survive the Scorch. There's no trial to it. I guess that is the trial. Yeah. I think that's all we have about it.
Yeah.
Theater worthy?
No. Not well.
Cheap Tuesday. What about like a cheap night?
Well, not full price. I mean, if you're a fan, you've probably already gone, and that's fine. I mean, like if you're a fan of the books and all this, and you like the first movie, then I mean, full price, sure. If you're that into these movies, then yeah. If
Well,
you're just
for the average moviegoer,
no,
that's what
not full price. Cheap Tuesday, I guess, if you really want to.
So cheap night.
You don't even need to see this in theaters. You really don't.
Oh.
Like at all.
Some
But
aspects were enjoyable.
yeah,
because of
on the big
experience.
screen. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So what would you give it out of 4?
Oh, first I'll say what if it's theater worthy.
Oh,
Yeah, cheap night. Go on a cheap night. If you want to see it.
You really don't need to pay full price.
Yeah, it is saving a few extra bucks, but it's not really worth the full price.
It's not.
What's
I would give it 1.5 stars out of 4. What do you give it?
I'm not sure. Probably give it the same thing as I gave the first one.
What do you
which was 3.
Oh, so you liked it.
Didn't mind it. I just didn't care.
Three's a like, my friend.
Like 3's a like.
3 is like like you enjoyed it. You liked it.
I enjoyed aspects. I guess 2.5.
2.5.
And both of them are 2.5 for me.
Yeah.
What about the first one for you?
3. I did have a decent time in the first one.
I enjoyed parts, but I didn't have that much of a decent time. Okay.
Yeah, so that's 1.5 stars for me. Out of 4, that's 2.5 for him.
Alright.
And if you want us to review anything else, just
Comment below and please subscribe.
Thanks.